Hi friends, welcome to my channel. This is part 1 of my Azure Data Factory series in which we are going to explore about Azure Data Factory and the various scenarios through which we are going to achieve our data integration needs. Azure Data Factory is a managed data integration service that is being offered by Microsoft through its cloud platform called Microsoft Azure. As the definition suggests, it is a managed integration service which represents that we, the data engineers or like developers, don't need to worry about the underlying infrastructure and we can simply concentrate on our business or like core functionality. Microsoft will manage all the infrastructure that is required to run our integration processes that we are going to define using this Azure Data Factory. Within Azure Data Factory, we can design both ETL and ELT based processes to fulfill our integration needs. Let me show you a quick example. Let us say we have some file called file1 at a data source and we want to copy that file to our destination with the same name. For the purpose, we need to have some logic or interface which can connect to both the stores and do the work for us. So if you see, this logic or interface is being provided by Azure in the form of Azure Data Factory, where we can define our integration logic to get the data from multiple sources and transform the data as per our data integration needs. We can create and schedule the data-driven workflows called as pipelines that ingest the data from various data stores. You can see here in the list where we can collect the data from files, databases, or through REST APIs or from any sensor data where we can get the data easily by using the built-in data connectors. We can also define complex ETL processes that transform the data using data flows through which we can visually define our transformation logics. Along with the data stores, even we can connect to the compute resources like Azure HD Insights or like Azure Databricks to run our workloads. So within Data Factory, these are the top level components in which we are going to work regularly to achieve our data integration needs. The very first thing is integration runtime. As the name suggests, it is the runtime or like compute environment which is necessary to run our data integration workloads. Based on the type of the load and the data store, we have multiple integration runtimes like Azure Auto Resolve integration runtime to connect to the publicly available data stores. And we have self-hosted integration runtime in order to connect to any data store that is beyond any virtual network or in an on-premise network. And we have another integration runtime called Azure SSIS integration runtime, which is used to run our legacy SSIS workloads in Azure Cloud Platform. And the next component is like linked services, which is nothing but like a connection string in which we define our data store server name or the IP address or the REST API URL and the authentication which we are going to use to access the data within that data store. Next, the dataset defines the data schema or like the data which we are going to acquire from the particular data store. And the next component is activities through which we are going to achieve our various transformation logics. And finally, we have something called pipelines and data flows, which is nothing but a logical collection of activities that are built on datasets and link services, which will be executed using the integration runtime compute environment to run our integration logics. So this is all about Azure Data Factory. In upcoming series of videos, we will be exploring much further on these top level components. Along with that, we will do some real-time scenarios in which we are going to cover our various activities and how we can use those activities to fulfill our integration needs. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel.